So I am back with Aaron McGahee. He's the owner-in-chief of Rhinox Research Group. So he's given us a preview of this active shooter event that's going to be happening in April. We're going to go over some do's and don'ts, because I feel like a lot of people think, you know, if I'm in this situation, what would I do? But in this situation, what do we have going on in this scenario?
So in this situation, we're going to have someone enter the room. Once that person enters the room, what we want to do is we want to go ahead and maintain positive control of the firearm. That's our priority right there. Once the first person gets control of the firearm, what you don't want to do is you don't want to start pushing and pulling to try to fight over this, right? We don't want to struggle for it. We want to move it in a safe direction. That way, if it goes off, as you can see, I have positive control of the slide. So even if it does fire, that round will go in a safer direction and it won't chamber another round. So the gun itself is now not as much of a priority. So I can go ahead and start attacking hands to try to get the gun out of the attacker's hand. And then once we do that, we can actually start focusing on the person. So one of the biggest do's is once you're in a trapped environment, like a classroom or an office space, the options have run out if the attacker has made entry. You have to move to fight. And so it's critical to understand when that line has been crossed so that you can make the decision that can ultimately save a lot of lives.
Wow, okay, so, you know, I really like this scenario that you were talking about, that when you're in this situation, there's like three groups of people. Break that down to me for people that know about that.
So there are 4 lines to like this unconventional army that you're going to create to make your counterattack. The first line is going to be kind of like your shield wall. They have big objects like tables and chairs, things like that. Then your second line is your melee fighters. They're going to have all your sharp stuff, right? Your scissors and stuff like that. And then you have your throwers on the third line. They have water bottles, maybe some fruit. And it sounds silly, but you know, one of those can disorient an attacker. And then the fourth line is usually those people who are adverse to violence. They don't want to be involved in the mix. And so you kind of give them all the medical equipment, and their job is to help people with medical injuries during the attack.
Wow, and so we're going to be learning about this and so much more. Remind me, so if people are interested in signing up, coming to this event, what's the best way for them to get that information?
So they can go to the website at LouisvilleActiveShooterTraining.com.
Awesome, thank you so much. And coming up next, we're going to have more details about this very important event. Back to you, Claudia.